And welcome to episode 14 of It's Beer O'Clock with Beerski with special guest PK. How's it going, man?
Doing good, man. I'm very, very happy to be on this channel. I've been watching your channel. You've been doing some big things, man. I'm real proud of what you've been able to accomplish.
Hey, thanks, PK. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm only here because you, you gave me the opportunity to come on your channel, and I caught the bug, dude. Like,
Isn't
just
it
caught the bug.
isn't it wild how time flies too? I feel like that wasn't that long ago, but I was just looking before we went live. You're already at 30 videos, 163 subscribers, so
Yeah,
doing
dude.
big things. But
Thank you.
I knew you were going to be successful from when I met you at Collecticon at Charlotte for the first time, and I was just and it, one thing cool about this hobby or just life in general is how you have those random meetups or random run-ins and you're not really prepared for them before they happen. And it was just, when I saw you the first time, you were just this like huge dude. First of all, I'm 5'10". I'm like average height. But in the Pokemon hobby, you might as well be a midget because everybody's just like
They're
these huge
gigantic.
dudes. But I saw you coming and I was like, I don't know who that is. I've never seen him before. And then, we started talking. We all went to dinner the first night, and then the next night when we all went to shout out the Poke Chef when we went to out to the steakhouse too. Like me and you sat next to each other, and it was like this cool friendship that just wasn't
Yeah.
something that like I was ready for planning on it, but I was like, oh man, this dude is freaking awesome. He's got a great personality, and all I want to do is like really showcase and highlight people that are real net positives for this community. And you just checked all those boxes like right away. And I was like, if
Right
we
on.
could get him out here in the Pokemon sphere, like he's gonna become something. And because you got that personality, and it's not something you're either born with that personality or not, and you have it. So, but yeah, man,
I
you're
really appreciate it. Yeah, dude. Listen, I went down there not knowing what was going to happen. Went out to dinner with you guys the first night, and it was all, everything happened after that. It was just so cool. It's still so surreal. Um, and like you said, 30 videos and 183 subscribers and all this stuff. Another podcast with Ponga. Shout out Box Nostalgia Podcast. Like things are kind of just rolling, and it's nice. I'm having the most fun. I think in my adulthood now than I have like when it comes to like hobbies and stuff. Like this is awesome.
Isn't that wild how that happens? I always say like Pokemon is one of those weird things where you grow out of it, then you grow back into it.
Yeah.
And it just works out when you're a kid, you grow out of it because it stops being cool. You go to middle school, you go to high school, you start chasing girls until eventually you grow up to the point where you don't care what other people think. So then somehow Pokemon becomes cool again. And, all my friends and stuff, they see how excited I am and how engaged I am in Pokemon. And just like, in a way, they become excited about it too, because
Oh yeah.
they could see it and I don't care what anybody thinks too, so it's weird. It's like this weird cycle that is Pokemon where it's cool when you're a kid and it stops being cool and then it starts being cool again. I don't know if there's other things that really are like that, maybe, but
No, because like even sports, like you don't just like completely fall out of
sure.
sports. It's like something that you're just in and you enjoy it always. But like you said, yeah, fell out of Pokemon, didn't pick it up for years, picked it back up, and it's just crazy. Like, and to say like talking to your friends and stuff about it and them getting excited. Like I text my best friend about this stuff and he has no idea what's going on. He's always so jazzed up for me. He's like, how are you finding these deals? How you do? Because like I'll
Yeah.
tell him plays because he doesn't know anything and it's great. Like, so it's
Yeah.
definitely pretty awesome. Just gonna
And
go to chat real quick. I just want to say hi to Drew,
number one
number
mod of
one
the
mod in the
game.
game, first year. Thank
And
you, I
you
appreciate
modded
it.
this channel for everybody out there watching after the fact.
Yeah, thank you very much, Drew, for being here. We got iFOMO, thank you. The green shit is so cool to see my guy Bierski continue to support the small and upcoming channels. LOL. Hey, PK's the original, so I had to get him on here eventually. It was gonna happen. You're a changed man, Bierski. Be sure to debate PSA and CGC. Doing a little homework, so we'll be lurking. So yeah, man, PSA, CGC stuff. Lots of crazy stuff going on recently. Maybe trimmed cards, maybe not trimmed cards. Cases that could be melted apart. There's just lots of stuff going on, PK.
Oh yeah. Let me
Uh,
okay. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's been a lot happens. There's always a lot happens in this hobby. Every time you think like, My wife asks me all the time when I go downstairs and she'll hear me like yelling at the screen and she's like, "What are you getting so worked up about? How do you keep finding stuff to talk about, night after night, week after week?" And I'm just like, there's so much going on, you
So
know?
much.
And we're far from surface level at this point. We're deep. So,
Oh, pretty deep. Like it's deeper than I ever thought I'd be into anything. Like just finding stuff and like just like recently found some more outlets for like purchases and things and like how to pick some more stuff up. So like it's really been blossoming a little bit over here. So it's nice to like continue to dive, because I want to hit bottom and see what's down there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We got
Well, that means you're going the Japanese route, huh?
yeah, a little bit Japanese
Oh,
route. I like how I don't know if you can see them, but they're right here.
yeah. Once I know the lingo when people are talking. They're like, "I found new routes to buy stuff." It's like, "Oh, okay." You're a little late to that party, but it's still cool.
Little late. Yeah, it's fun for me though, because it's not late. I mean, I was just randomly pulling stuff off of eBay and whatnot and doing that for a long time. So finding other things that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got Namp 90 in here. What's going on? Pokey Chef. What's going on, Chef? Number 2 mod, but number 1 chef. What up to number 1? Hey, FOMO Greenie named
Drew really
Chef.
is the number one mod, though. I don't know how he does it. He's always there.
He's always there and always first. It's
Yeah.
amazing. He made it first to this channel. Like he's just
Yeah,
he's on it, man.
I still haven't met Drew in person, though. That's I probably
Gotta
won't
get
end up meeting him this year because I'm not going to be going down to Orlando or Card Party.
okay.
But forever's a long time, so I'm sure I'll probably meet him.
Yeah,
pretty
we're
soon.
going. I'm going to Orlando. I changed. I switched from Richmond to Orlando.
Okay.
I figured that'd be a better move. Got some family down on Florida too. I can see them. But definitely looking forward to that. Should be a fun show. Pretty sure I'm gonna vend. I'll ship some stuff down to my family and then go pick it up and bring it over. So I'm flying in like Wednesday, I think, and leaving Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Monday's a holiday, so it's like a nice, really long weekend. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
We got Catch 'em All collectibles in here. What's going on, Dan?
I'll be doing Jersey and then trying to do Charlotte.
Right on. Are you staying for the whole thing for Jersey both days? Or are you just doing like a 1 day thing and
Yeah,
going
I'm gonna
back?
do. I looked at it's like a 2.5 hour drive, so
That's
easy
not
enough,
bad.
right? And
Yeah.
then Ryan's also in Jersey, so I'll probably go see him. I know Rev's in Jersey too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rev, do you want to talk about fucking the ultimate like professionalism when he
Oh,
had
with the
that?
recording that
Oh,
extra video, that
that
saved so many headaches for him.
dude, that is. I've never even like considered that. But if I ever were to stream, like because I watched that, I mean, think of how many videos Rattles made in the past on people where like their sleight of hand off the screen and stuff. You put that video out there unedited, you take away all question,
Oh
like
yeah.
just utmost professionalism by him, and that was next level. That I mean, it's a
I'm
$200,000
dead dog
box too.
box.
So
It's crazy. Like so to have the foresight to do that and he even said in that little video clip, he's like, I thought this might happen tonight, so I put this up. And that saved him, like you said. Like I don't know if people would really question him. I mean, he's been
no,
around long enough now. There'll be the bad actors in there that'll try and push that narrative,
yeah,
but it put a stop to it before it
yeah.
even
There's
started. Like, here's the 7-minute video of me freaking out in my house trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
yeah,
Because you can see it in his face when he goes like this. You're just like, oh man, I kind of felt bad for the guy. It's
yeah.
like,
I was
geez.
I was waiting for him to start dropping f-bombs, start yelling at his wife, telling her like
kids
he
are
just kick the
screaming
kids
in
out
the
of the room,
back.
but he just stayed cool, and the stream eventually came back up. Like professionalism and yeah, it's just. But listen, sometimes there's a reason why some of these guys could get to the point where they are,
And that's one
and
of them.
yeah, that was perfect example, and I hope more people learn from that too.
I mean, I think if you don't learn from that, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
He's the best in the game right now. Like most subscribers doing what he's doing. Like he is like the pinnacle of what we do for that kind of stuff. So seeing that kind of move and then him just like throwing it out there nice and solid, like it's perfect. Like it's amazing what he did. So
yeah.
shout out to him on that. Crazy opening a $200,000 box too. Like
He pulled the
that
big
takes some
three too.
brass.
So I text him the morning of, just told him like, good luck, and then I text him after the fact, just to say like, good job on the stream. But he was able to pull the big three, Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard. That the morning of, I texted him. I was like, I hope you get a 2 Charizard box, but he didn't. He did message me back and said that he one time out of 36 loose packs in around 2016, it wasn't recorded. He did pull 2 Zards, and
Oh,
the most I've ever heard is from Gary King Pokemon. He said allegedly he pulled 3 out of a box, where I've seen 2. Well, we've seen 2 Charizards pulled out of a box. When Logan Paul opened the one that he bought from Rusty
yes.
TCA game, and it had 2 Charizards in it. But, I mean, all the time we see duplicates. It's just you got to get lucky and have that duplicate be Charizard. Now,
Yeah,
3? I've never seen 3, though.
That's a box and a half. That's the one to have if you're gonna pull a box. So those are all he sells those packs, correct?
Yeah.
Or was he wasn't just opening them for?
Yeah, I think he was charging like 6,500. I think his box is from Heritage because one just sold on Heritage, so I'm guessing that's the one he bought. I doubt he opened his personal one.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
it's tough too. You need a big platform to move $6,500 packs.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. I mean, he's got what? He's getting close to 3 million subs now,
something
right?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really freaking starting to chug. I remember it was 2 million like halfway through last year. He did that long stream to get to 2 mil.
Yeah.
And I think he just missed it, and then it happened like right after he stopped. So yeah, that's crazy. Good for him. Listen, and he's a Jersey guy, so that makes me even happier. Good stuff comes out of New Jersey every once in a while.
He'll be at the Collecticon. You'll get to meet him. So
yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. It's nice that it's in home base for me. Everything's like it's only an hour from me. It's nice. Like I said, people are coming over. You're more than welcome, PK. I'll be home. I don't know when you're coming down, but Thursday and Friday we'll be around here, and then Saturday we'll be at the at the show and whatnot. But River Day and all that stuff. Trying to get a card tournament going. I still have to figure that out. But I just got done with a 40th birthday surprise party for my wife.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do the Beerski first annual Beer Olympics. I thought that's what we were gonna do.
Oh, dude! Listen, that's not a bad idea. We can do the first annual Beer Olympics, so that'll happen.
We get some teams. Everybody gets their own country or whatever.
Oh man! All right, so we can do that.
We can just do a bunch of drinking games.
Beerski's Beer Fest. I love it.
Yeah.
Shenanigans on the river and Beer Fest. That's the way to be.
Yeah.
Gonna have to listen back later on, but I have a good one, gents. Thanks, Dan. We got Tempest Logan in here. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Giovanni's Pikachu. What's going on, man? C. Bierski knew it from day one, too. Thank you, Chef. Chef's like my number one champion. He's always saying the nicest stuff about me, always putting my name out there, always hyping me up. He just texts me, year, Bierski, year. It's the best. So go, Chef. We got Peak That Shoe on here. What's going on, Peak? PK, thanks for the shout out. Oh, we got a question from Peak. Let's see. Question for PK. What's an old successful play that you did that you didn't expect to work but were pleasantly surprised? How did it change your view of opportunity, the hobby after? Good question, Peak.
I mean, I could tell you. So the question is written, one that you didn't expect to work. I've had plays that I expected to work that didn't work.
Well, maybe we'll get a little of both here. We'll do a little yin and yang there.
I mean, a lot of the ones that like I didn't expect to work were kind of just ones that were checking boxes, but I wouldn't really call them plays because they were like one-offs, like picking up a Steam Siege booster box for like $100 after the fact, and I missed all my opportunities at 80 because I was trying to check a box. Yeah. Or recently I picked up, I was buying, but this is one I expected to work. Team Up Check Lane Blisters. I was picking them up on eBay, buying out sellers selling them for $30 a piece because I was like, oh, I think these things could be like $40, already like 50 plus now in the matter of a couple months. But one that I didn't really expect to work. Just Oh, all right, Peak. I'll tell you, like a lot of the collection buys I've done in the past were like a lot of light play cards that were more or less worthless at the time. So any WotC Unlimited Hollow and like PSA 6, 7 condition during the boom, all those things went crazy, and
Yeah.
I wasn't. You know, I always tell a story that I bought one binder one time to buy the binder, and I didn't value the cards inside. I just valued the binder, and like all the cards that were inside it were all just heavy play, the light play, like WotC bulk,
Mm-hmm.
base set unlimited, jungle, fossil, like what everybody's childhood binder looked like as a kid. But I wanted the actual physical binder, and I didn't value the cards inside. So I got stories like that, but they're few and far between. There's
What
not many.
binder was it?
It was the blue one that has all the starters on it.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I had that one that was like the Pikachu on the front. It looked like
Yeah, the red one.
yes.
Yeah.
It's actually in my basement right now. I still have it. It's
Yep.
great. And the little card box too. It's like this big. It's got Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard on it.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was like just like your first deck box.
Yep, the first deck box, yeah. And
Yeah.
every time I look at them, I'm like, man, if they came with a pack in it, because like the fossil boxes, I mean, the ones you're talking about are the small deck boxes, but
Yeah.
the long fossil boxes, they came shrink wrapped, and they had a fossil pack sitting on top of it.
Oh, that'd
Those,
be worth so much now.
yeah, they're worth the price of a pack, more or less.
Yeah.
But the base set ones always miss their opportunity by not including a pack in there.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Drew, Peak, Flippy D'Souza, Biersky with the Fire Lives, and the banger of banger guest, PK Chat Hero Squad. Thanks for being here, Felipe. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Felipe. He's
Peak,
a good one. He's always kind of like in all the chats, and then he started doing some lives, and he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, I watched his live with Wonder. That was a very good live. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your live with Wonder was great. Wonder's putting out the S tier interview content.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely the good stuff he's putting out there.
He would like ask me some. I don't like to talk non-Pokemon really. Or I shouldn't say that. I like to, but I try to stay away from it on my channel. Like I'm very Pokemon focused.
Yeah.
I'll go off on tangents about Terminator or Time or something like that, but for the most part, I'm Pokemon. And he was asking me some non-Pokemon questions, and I was like squirming a little bit.
Yeah. He deep dives into people. He must have watched like 100 of your videos to get that information. Like it's great. Even the one with Pongo, who has no videos, he knew stuff about him that there was no reason for him to know. He's like the best detective in the Pokemon sphere. Let's see what we got here. Oh man, we got a lot of chat going on here. So, all right, we don't have to keep going through chat. So you're approaching 600 videos on your channel. It's like what's that journey been for you? Like how has that gone for you? Did you ever expect 600 videos? What is your goal to get to? Like, just all of that. Just give us a rundown on that, because that's 600 videos is impressive. That's a lot of content, especially with your long form content too. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think you nailed it right there, that it's my type of content isn't 10, 15-minute videos. I feel like if I did 10, 15-minute videos, there's been a part of me that always just wished that I turned on my camera, started ranting, and then I just cut up that. It wasn't a live. It was just me doing what I normally do without the chat portion. And then I could just cut that up and make a week's worth of content, like 15-minute videos, rant for an hour.
Yeah.
That's 4 videos a week. But I just always enjoyed the chat and stuff. But as for goals, I hit my goal. So my original goal is 6,969 subscribers. I hit that, and then it's kind of been on easy mode after that. But I was telling you, you're at 30 videos, you got 163 subscribers. I still tell the story that I had to put out 5 videos before I got my first subscriber.
That's still so crazy.
For just to like put everything in perspective, like I'll go live and I'll have 100 people real time in the lives and stuff, and it's just to look back on. I didn't get a subscriber until 5 videos, and now I got 100 people live. Some of my lives have 10,000 plus, 12,000 views for like the podcast that I had, and it's a wild ride when you think about, and when you meet people in person too, and they're like, "Oh, I don't ever subscribe, or I don't ever like comment but I've watched every one of your videos, and I'm like, okay, well, like, thank you. How do you do that? You know, like,
Right? Never comment once, 600
yeah.
videos. That's
But
crazy.
and then there's and just the fact that there's people out there willing to watch, and probably the things that have been the best out of this whole journey are the people that send me their 90-day eBay sales, and they go, PK, before you told me to go grade my first card, I never sold anything on eBay, and they have $30,000, 90-day eBay sales, and I'm like, well, this guy is now doing $120,000 in eBay sales. He's got big numbers, and he never graded a card before me.
Yeah.
Like before sorry, I should say before I told him to. Like, that's wild. And I have so many stories of that from people that have reached out to me and been like, "Hey PK," or they run plays past me that like they did because like I kind of put the thought in their mind, you know?
Okay, yeah. You put a couple thoughts in my mind over the past year and a half of watching you and whatnot. Definitely more than a couple times. There's been PK thoughts rolling around in my head.
Well, I'll give an example. So I mean, this is a play that I like stole from Professor Oak, but that was the Old Maid play.
Yeah,
And you go look at the Old Maid pop reports now, and they're preposterous. I mean, we're talking thousands of cards. There was a while where I had 99% of the entire graded population because Oak graded one of them, and I graded the other 99 of that card. Like, and I talked about that play till I was blue in the face, and then everybody said,
yeah,
"Oh, we're doing this." And now you can't go to a collecticon. You can't type in the eBay. You got CGC grading them. You got Beckett grading them, and it's like all these people. There's no way that all those people just watch Professor Oak's video, and saw that PWCC sale where his Mew sold for $222 because I saw it and I
yeah.
went,
Cha-ching.
okay, the hobby
Yeah.
today has changed in a certain area of this hobby, and I'm going to capitalize. And he made a video, and I reference Professor Oak's video all the time, and I had to go back and like look at it. Had 239 views on it, and it's like you had a video that had 239 views, but yet there's 100,000 of those cards now graded because the buyer pool was big enough. I mean, we've knocked that card down about as low as it can get, right?
Yeah.
But with that said, it doesn't change the fact that the original Mew sold for $222, that the original Gengar sold for $241. Like, the amount of money that was made on the way down for that card. And my only mistake I made was I should have graded way more than I did.
Yeah, I mean, you were still selling them at Charlotte.
Oh, I sold 100 plus at
Yeah,
Charlotte. Like,
that's freaking
I
insane.
I had just had a submission come back to me of 70 cards, 70 out of 70 tens. And people
Yeah,
called
that's
cap on me.
impressive.
People
That's
called cap
impressive.
on me, so I had to make a short calling out these people and like showing my submission because people were like,
Oh, I remember that shirt. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because
We're
people were
scrolling
literally
through.
writing like it was shout out to Nostalgianomics. He was the one that called cap on me. He's like, typical PK saying he did 70 out of 70, no proof once again. And I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's a short just for you, buddy. And when I
That's
saw
what
him in Charlotte, I was like, that short was for you. And he was like, yeah, okay. Like, he called cap on me, but it was, I don't know why people think I lie all the time. Like, I don't got anything to lie from that. So.
What? Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what are you lying about? What are you gaining from lying to anyone on here?
Yeah, but I mean, it felt good. But still, it just shows you like those cards had. First of all, they're not Pokemon cards; they're playing cards.
Yeah.
And
Old Maid. It's
the
crazy.
reason I did this was because I knew that there were plays like there's old like green back decks, blue decks from back in '99, the Japanese ones that Beckett was grading, and those things were the first cards to ever like easily hit black labels. And everyone out there knows like Pokemon Black Label is a very, very hard thing to get, but all these original Japanese like decks all hit black labels, and the hobby and the market at the time, they just didn't know how to handle a black label in Pokemon. Like, they didn't know what to do. And there was a very small group of people cornered that market, and they bought out every single deck. And still to this day, we see those trading or playing cards, I should say, not trading cards. They're still hitting the market, and you'll see them in Beckett labels and stuff. And that was, but the thing about those was they were so rare that you could buy out the entire supply. I mean,
Okay.
they were buying out the supply at $10 a deck, $15 a deck, and they were making so much money that they were able to artificially like buy up those decks up to $100+ Like they just anytime they were put on the market,
They
the
just
guys
bought
that were
them.
grading them had the whole supply because you could corner a deck from 99 out of Japan. You can't corner the deck of a 2019 old maid card out of Pokemon Center in Japan, where people have sent me photos of Pokemon Center, and they're like the big laundry baskets just full of those decks.
That's wild.
Full. They're not rare at all. You can never corner the market. No matter how much money you have, you can't buy out all the old maid decks.
But
So
it only took one person to grade them and turn it into a huge moneymaker, which is good for Professor O. That might be one of the things he's most well known for. I think like going forward in the hobby, because it is such like iconic play now, and how it just like all panned out. And like you said, you sold 100 of them at Collecticon in Charlotte. Like, and you see him at every show. I'm sure I'll see him in Jersey and Orlando and Chicago. So,
and you'll probably see those cards forever. And whenever I see them, I always know the backstory to them. Like, most people don't know that, like, I knew all those cards when the population was 1, you know? And in fact, I kind of knew when the population went from 0 to 1. And he talked it through. He had to send those cards to PSA and, like, have them be approved. And then he graded the Uno cards. And then the Uno cards with the Charizards, the Uno decks had 4 Charizards per deck because it's Uno. You get 4. And it was just, okay, thank you again, Professor Oak. Like, he said, oh, I got this play. He let me know. And before he even got his submission back, I had already bought up a bunch of decks. They were all being shipped to me from Japan. And once I got them, I opened them all. And I just dumped. And I made so much money off the Charizards. I still have like a bunch of decks or like graded cards that are just slowly selling. Like in the last 2 months, I've sold a few of those Charizard Uno cards. Like, but
it's like that low hanging fruit that's there, but no one will pick it.
Yeah.
And then it just takes the one guy to go and grab it and take a bite of that apple. And it's just like, that's wild. That's definitely wild.
A lot of this hobby is that, though, you know? I, even as recently as like the Pokemon TCG Classic collection, I got all those cards in. I did my live stream. I showed people opening one deck. I sent away, and then I
sauced the shit out of those corners.
Yeah. I sent the next day. I forget what I got. I ended up getting like 20 out of 23 10s or 21 out of 23 10s. And I sent them all at 40. And they all came back, and they were all first to market. Now all those things are really hard to sell. And I'm still sitting on some of the starters that I sent at bulk. But, you know, my Charizard sold for... Yeah, my Charizard sold for $450. Like,
money back instantly.
Yeah, instantly.
That paid for every other card. So today I actually just sold a CGC 10 pristine Scyther and a CGC pristine 10 Charmander. They were listed $59.99 a piece. Went to the same buyer. So they're slowly but surely moving too. Even the CGC 10s. I did a lot of CGC plays with that because my cards were not the best looking.
Yep.
Only had a few 9.5s and 9s, but I sold a CGC 10 Chansey the other day for $30. So like, and that's all bulk. That was all $9.60 grading. Yeah,
that's very, very far after the fact too. You know?
Like, oh yeah, absolutely. Now it's, I mean, when they were first to market, the prices were crazy. But the fact that people are still buying them now, and the prices of those boxes are going. I picked a few boxes up the other day actually. I left 2 sealed.
I think my Charizards were like $325 or so. It was $450 for the first one, $325 for the second one, because in one sale they dropped
that much. Yeah.
You know, but
I sold mine raw for 110, I think, and they're still going raw for 100, which is crazy. You sell that, the Venusaur and the Blastoise, and I think they're going on Football Pete's on them for I think $270, $450 now on eBay. I checked today, so that's like so close to distribution prices.
Yeah.
But you can almost make your money back selling some of the stuff raw. Huh?
I bought my 2 and I was done. I only ever bought 2, and I
ended up. I think I got 4 total. I'm keeping 2 sealed, just to tuck away. not an investment, but just, one day, rainy day, I'll pull it out, whatnot. But yeah, I still have all the mats and everything too. I got to figure out how to get rid of them. That's probably a New Jersey Collecticon thing when I can bring everything, fill out a whole table and whatnot and stuff.
But I see that the scrolling thing is talking about the Van Gogh. We could always talk about the Van Gogh.
Oh, let's go. Let's get into some Van Gogh Pikachu's. That was the original content.
When you came on my channel for the first time, like that was the hot thing, and it was one of those. Everybody out there, if you had an opportunity to get Van Gogh Pikachu's, like if you did it, get them, and you think you are doing Pokemon flipping or investing, like you're not. If you didn't, if that wasn't like a play that was on your radar. And how many of those that are now existing, the prices that they're selling at, I think you pulled up the 10 population, right? Like,
yeah, so the 10 population in PSA 10 for Van Gogh Pikachu was, as of an hour ago, was 14,444 tens.
Wild. And that's not even scratching the surface.
Yeah, and that's with just like the first, wave or second, 2 waves have released now. And it was, so there's 11,264 nines graded. I think total population of everything graded is like 28,000 and change. 5 ones, and I know for a fact that Mr. Walrus graded, I think, 2 of those. So shout out to Mr. Walrus, good for him. But like last week, the total population was 22,000. So it jumped 6,000 more Van Gogh Pikachus were graded, I think, in the past week.
Yeah,
and that's just an outrageous number to have, and that's like you said, it's just going to keep. It's going to outpace the Black Star promo Charizard from
Champion's Path.
Or Champion's Path, yeah. It's going to beat that. It's going to outpace it. 100%, I believe that. I don't know if it's going to be as low, the Van Gogh Pikachu. I don't think it'll ever hit that price, like, just because of what it is, and I think what people want it to be in the future. Like, when it first came out, it was like, Scream Promo 2.0, like this is going to be something cool, but they're just printing this into the ground. Like, printed it into the ground.
It shows you, how deep this hobby really is, though. Because the fact that there's buyers out there still today at the prices those are selling at,
what are they going for?
This hobby's so deep. Like, because if you ask anybody nobody's buying those cards. Like, I don't know who's buying them, but there's 14,000 people out there buying them,
Yeah, it's great. And that's not even CGC. Like, I don't even know if CGC has pop reports like that, but all the ones I sent, I graded with CGC. And I had a pristine 10. I don't know if you know, but I sold that for $730.
Wow,
like,
good for you, man.
Like crazy. Yeah, you could buy it now on eBay for a PSA 10 Van Gogh Pikachu. Is $244.95 with $5 shipping. So they're dropping.
Yeah, but that's still so strong. 200.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
And that was for a $20 promo at one point. That's all it was. Yeah, it's slowly but steadily going down.
And it's going to keep going down. But eventually it will hit its bottom. I don't know when that's going to happen. We're not there yet.
Definitely not there yet. Yeah, I don't know. The stories I heard about the sealed cases or sealed boxes of them at Collecticon and how they were just walking around, people from the EU with these boxes, like however they got them, selling them for the prices they're selling them at. Yeah, like it's definitely a head scratch. I don't know. I don't want to say like people stole them. They may have purchased them that were, from the thieves, or there were thieves there with them. But they're all, I mean, they have to be stolen.
Yeah, you don't.
Don't want to say it, but
you gotta call it what it is.
I mean, damn. So then, even if you're selling them at $40 a card, you're just printing money for those people. Everyone's getting a little slice of the pie at that.
Yeah.
Until it drops further down, who knows?
There's a few things in this hobby that are toxic assets for a little while, and that's a toxic asset. Now, there will come a time where it bucks a trend and it goes back up, but we're just not there yet. That's all.
Yeah, man, I'm just very curious to see where the pop report goes. If it's already at 28,000 graded and it's pushing 6K in a week. I mean, just how many submissions. They must get sick and tired of looking at these Van Gogh Pikachu cards there. Have you heard anything about like print quality on these new ones? Is it similar? Like I haven't heard anything about any of that.
I'm not in the market to buy any of these right now, so I don't know.
Not even
I do
looking
have
at
my
it. Good for you.
one right here.
There, yep, there it is.
With the super glare.
And your awesome hat.
Yep, and my hat.
Let's see. PK gives us the Rusty Ranch vlog in Charlotte.
Dude, Rusty's he's a real one. You got to get him on your channel one day.
I would love to have Rusty come on the channel. I'm such a small little minnow swimming against the current, though, and he's just like this big lumbering, catfish at the bottom, getting there. Like I'm just the tiniest little tiny. So one day I'll get him on. It'll be great to talk to him. I got to meet him in person first. I think I'd like to just like talk to him.
He's just a good dude.
For everything I've seen from him, the latest Wonder podcast, anytime he's been on anyone's channel, and anytime I watch him, just watching like box breaks and stuff that he does, he seems pretty solid, man. He definitely has a good vibe about him. He's his upbringing, I think made him who he is, and he's just a cool dude.
Yes, he is. He's a good one.
Let's see.
Pete's
down for after hours.
If you watch his videos, he was talking about Gigson in one of his videos. That was because of me.
Okay.
Because, I messaged Rusty because he had his collector's Charizard he had up for auction. He had 2 of them, and it was the one that I was doing a live. And if you see me look down at my phone,
and that's the one you missed?
Yeah, I missed it. And it was his, and they're pretty rare to find, like the collector Charizards. It's a Charizard from Dragon Majesty. It was released at the Hartford Regional, or not Hartford Regional, like a Hartford event. And it was like an unauthorized collector stamp on it.
Oh.
And he had 3 of them. He kept 1 for his personal. He put up 2. And I've been waiting for those cards to come up at auction for, I don't know, like 9 months. And I put in my max bid of like on the first day, like 440 or something, and I did it with like a 2 seconds left, and the price was $229, and I put 440, and it jumped up to like 500.
Oh.
So I missed out on the first one, and then I tried to get the second one, but the live was going on, and I missed it. And then he was like, "How do you not have Gigson yet?" And then he made his video like, "You got to get it," like saying it to everybody. But that was because of me. So.
Dan's definitely getting on that train too. I think
I ended up downloading it and got an account set up.
The sniper bot. It's good though. Listen, if you're into doing all that, why be at a disadvantage when other people are using it? That just computer faster than person all the time. That's just how it's going to be.
Or so you don't forget it. Like that was my problem. I just forgot.
I can't believe Chef just said the only good thing that ever came out of Jersey is Red Man and the Karate Kid. Ralphie Macchio was the villain in that movie. There's like a cut on the internet where they show it from Zappa's side or whatever, and it's just so funny seeing it. Like all the shit that Ralphie Macchio's character does to him, like hitting him with the water hose and all this stuff, stealing his girl. It's just so funny. Those are good movies. The Karate Kid on Netflix, I really enjoyed that for the first couple seasons. The last one was kind of but
if you like good cuts, you got to watch the Mrs. Doubtfire being a horror movie. Like they do a cut as if it's like a horror.
Oh, that's great.
It's like some real creepy shit that goes on in that movie.
When they throws the fruit, it's a drive-by fruit, and like that. Rips the Mercedes symbol off the front of his car.
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan, he's like choking and stuff, and like she did it and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Pretty dark.
Bierski, you can only drink sip of sunshine for the Olympics. Well, I'll last about 10 minutes then, because that'll kick your ass. That's a good one. So that's
you can get some good Beer Olympics teams though, if you think about it. Like,
well, we could do so many good Beer Olympic teams. we could do like Pokemon. We could do gym leaders. It doesn't even have to be like. You know
regions,
what I mean? Regions. We can do. I like
you
that.
Got to dress up as a gym leader.
Oh man! See, look, we're making things happen for Beer Fest 2024.
Everybody dresses up as waifus. Nobody dresses up as any gym leaders.
That's great. Oh, balloon blowing station up for you. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, Peak. I wish. So Peak likes Sip of Sunshine. It comes out of Vermont, Lawson's Finest Liquids. It's a pretty good double IPA, fruity, but yeah, it's like 8%. That would crush you. Better get the brown bags ready. You know it, chef. Same beer ski with the red Pikachu. Let's see. Peak that you. Do you guys think PSA 10 English IRs, super hard to grade, or PS 10 Japanese Master Ball reverses have more long-term value, and why?
Yeah. Especially some of the no-name like Pokemon. It's all 151, but the lesser popular like Japanese Master Balls, I was seeing a couple go up at auction selling for like $35. There's $15 to grade that for either like a Doduo or something, you know?
Yeah.
But what happens at $35? Like, where's your downside risk? You know? Go for it.
Yeah, just go.
Now,
Yeah. Hold on
Pikachu
to it.
at 400? Yeah, maybe not. Gengar? Yeah, maybe not. You know, but like some of these like lower popularity Pokemon, like go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I like the Japanese Master Ball reverses. I'm a big fan of them. I like. You could say it's artificial. It's nice that there's only one per box. Um, it does give that chase to it. I think that's a chase that people will be going after for a while, and I can see, further down the line, 10 years from now, when people are still ripping these boxes and they're pulling them out, that they're going to hold their value pretty well. You know, those boxes are what, $150 now?
Yep.
Still about $150. So, and they retraced for a very little amount of time and then shot right back up again. Like I think they were down like 100.
They're expensive. They're
pretty expensive. I got one off of Pokemon Center for 40 when they did that, and then I got a couple from Sakura's card shop. I think when they were first like at 130, I got two. I opened up like 3 boxes. I had fun with that set though. So, I'm going Japanese Master Balls.
And to binder like a 151 Master Ball set, like it.
Oh, that looks good.
That's a good binder.
That's a good binder. Even if you can just put the regular reverse Pokeball next to it too. That's a really nice binder. And some of those arts, like that Mewtwo art, is beautiful. Like I love
that one. Yeah,
that's a beautiful art. That Giovanni, that's another great one. Like there's a few of them that are really like hit hard. We got E Unit in here. What's going on, E Unit? Nice seeing you in here. Let's see. Do you need to send any documentation to PSA? Did you need to send any documentation? I forget what we were talking about for that.
He's probably asking about the old maid cards. You got to ask Professor Oak, man. He graded the pop one, and I graded the pop rest of them.
He was one of 99. We got Brad G cards in here too. What's going on, Brad G? Glad to see you in here. Hope that you had a good time on
a little bit.
Huh?
We need Brad to trash on Dan a little bit.
Yeah, listen, he was on PokeFlip, so he should have a lot of ammunition now.
I know. I was ready for him to really go after Dan a little more. I think he was a little
he was a little reserved. He was a little reserved. Yeah. I think maybe they didn't ask him so many questions, so he couldn't come out swinging. But Oh, we got Skater Nesto in here. What's up, Skater?
Nesto is one of my more favorite lives that I've had recently.
Yeah. He came on mine too. So I didn't have a guest for my 3rd episode, and I was just gonna like try and do my own thing, which is a lot harder than it looks like. So I give you lots of props for doing your just single lives, because that's definitely like impressive, because I like having the banter back and forth. I feel like it helps me like move the live forward, and you just go. But he graciously was just like, "You don't have anyone on tonight?" I said no. He goes, "Well, I'll hop on," and then he hopped on. We talked for an hour and 40 minutes, and we still talk now. Like he opened my eyes to a lot of the E-Series stuff, and like some of the arts from there that I really, really like. And we chat every once in a while.
We don't talk about E-Series. What are you doing? No such thing as E-Series.
He pointed me in the direction of Jake Smith. I'm gonna have Jake Smith on the channel in a couple weeks too. So
have you had Thrifty? You got to get Thrifty on.
I want to get Thrifty on. I want to do a Spicy Boys takeover too. Like I want to just have them all on and just let it be pandemonium for 2 hours. So like there's a bunch of stuff I want to do with that group because they
Yeah.
seem like they have
All's on.
they have like some of the best fun. Colton, get him on. Like I want to get a couple more people on.
Yeah.
So they look like they have a lot of fun.
There's very few reoccurring guests that I have, but Colson's one of them, and I kind of do like where in the world is Colson at? Like instead of where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, it's where in the world is Colson, because Colson's always doing crazy things in the background.
I mean, he's impressive. What he's done in the amount of time he's been in is super impressive. Like you did the live with him, just like hearing, what he was going after and how he was doing it, and for like his age too, like him being like as young as he is in the hobby.
Japanese black and white full arts, man.
He's like a kindred soul in the hobby, dude. Like just he knew what to hit, when to hit it, and he found his niche and ran with it. And that's something I aspire to still. Like that's like just so cool. You found what you're good at in the hobby, and he just like went with it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, he has a cool story, especially for people that are younger. I know he's in school right now, but quit his job like working at Target, and then overnight started flipping Pokemon cards, making 10x what he was at Target. Like it's a great story, and
it's a great story. It's what you hope to hear from people. You don't want the bad ones. So good for him, man. He's doing something he likes. This is funny, Nesto. Rattle looks different this podcast. Taller and American. That's how that happened. Let's see. We got a question for PK. Do you believe in the theory of aliens?
We're not going there today.
Dude, it's taken over. It's like a plague that's going through the Pokemon hobby right now. We're talking about aliens. Pete That Shoe was trying to get on last night to talk with Basic Trainer and a bunch of people about conspiracies. Like it's happening.
Have you had Basic on yet?
I have not had Basic on.
You got.
So I went. I hopped on his 24-hour live stream. That was fun. I'd driven home from Canada that day. We went to Canada the day after Christmas. And then, when we came back, I was on for about an hour. It was great. It was good talking with him. Dude, he's funny. I met him briefly in Charlotte as well at the, what was it? The Public House, the last night, or the Saturday night or Friday night, whatever it was. The night Dan poisoned me with IPAs. That was the night. But dude, he is a legend doing 24-hour live stream. That's the coolest shit.
He's the first person I ever met in the hobby, like in person. Him and Rock Pokemon. So
that's awesome.
But if you look on my lives, with the exception of my podcast, Basic has been on the channel more than any other person. It's been Basic. So he's a
poor guy. I feel bad about the MetaZoo stuff that happened with him.
Yeah,
I feel that's just a bummer. I know you saw it coming, but
it's tough. But I think he'll be okay.
Van Gogh is insane. Yeah, dude, Peak. It definitely is. There are so many being sold at Collecticons. It's insane. Hundreds in 25-pack boxes. So, all right. So it's 25-pack boxes.
Yeah. So they come in 25-pack boxes, but like the main box, the 25s come in are 400. So you can get 8 of those 25 boxes in the big box.
I think the pillars are lying and they are actually rare. Brad G's dumping Van Goghs. Let's see. My bet is additional. Yeah, my bet is an additional 3 to 5K 10s in the next 3 to 4 months. I mean,
wait, you're shooting Peak. You don't even know. You don't know. He doesn't know.
From what I saw in the past, like I said, the past week, that the number is just like I just want to pull it up because I'm going to present this real quick.
There will be 5,000 more 10s by April 5th.
Like there it is. It's 85. It's number 85. There's 28,129 graded right now. It's just ridiculous. Like and again, last week it was 22,000. So that was 6,000 in
6,000 in a week. There's going to be way more than 3 to 5K in the next 3 to 4 months. In 4 months. So 4 months brings us March. So we got April, May, June, July. We will be at 60 9,000
I like it.
by
69,690.
by July. Yeah,
Oh man.
easy.
You could be completely right about that too. Like there's nothing stopping it from being that.
It's gonna
uh,
be a you're gonna see 100,000 of those things graded.
I can't wait to see how many graded are at Collecticon in Orlando. I'm interested to see if like all the people that bought it in, what was it, Houston the last one, or Dallas, whatever the last one was, if they got them graded in time for the next Collecticon. Pillars of the hobby are historically known for cap. Well, there you go, PK. Cabal take, thank you. I was gonna say, yeah, we got the syndicate. It's not the Cabal anymore; it's the syndicate.
Yeah,
PK, right?
syndicate.
Everyone, it's the syndicate. Guy at Dallas Collecticon bought over 400 at $65 each, dude. Undervalued at 65. The guy who bought's absolutely printing. If you missed the wave at 180, then 65 seems like a steal.
But they were selling at 180. They were selling. Oh,
it's wild what they were selling for raw. I sold one raw for 120, like right when they first came out. They weren't quite at 180 yet. But I offloaded. Like I sold the other two I had for 330 a piece, just the regular Gem Mint 10s. I just like I don't want to be in these right now. If I had sealed though and I got it low enough, I would sit on them for a little bit because I think later. But I don't know. The pop report's ridiculous. It's just so high.
I don't know how people could take all these L's over and over and over again and just I don't know.
It would kill me. That's my biggest fear is to take too big of an L in this hobby. I think that's the one thing in this hobby that I'm like terrified of is to do something so I've missed out probably on deals that I should have done because I didn't want to get burned by it. Probably too many times. I need to be a little more scared. Money doesn't make money, obviously, but people either have endless money or they're just living in some crazy debt because they just can't. I couldn't imagine like buying them at $100 and now watching them be down at 65 and like I'd throw up in my mouth. Yeah. I'd be so upset with myself. I even buy 10 of them. Like you're just eating so much money. It's just killing you. Masonberry in. Oh, horror. Not what I heard the first time. What's going on, Mr. Masonberry? Great seeing you in here. Oh, we got Chavalis in here. Biersky and Purple Kush, my favorite combo for a guaranteed hangover. So, I love it, dude.
You were on my live for the first time. Mason was the first person ever to be live on my channel. So,
oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Mason Berry, dude. So I met him in Charlotte too. Great guy. He had all those car problems. I helped him out. That sucks.
He worked it out though.
And his partner name is Zach, correct?
I forget his. Yeah,
I think it's Zach. Zach's cool dude too. I watch every once in a while, and he's repairing this stuff on his.
I always say for everybody out there that doesn't like me going live, they can blame Mason from Cardinal Game, and it's all his fault.
Let's see. PK, I sold a PSA 10 leftovers Master Ball for 105. was buy it now within 15 minutes, even though offers were open. Bless the hobby.
Good for you, man.
Dude, cha-ching. Just so much money. All right. So talked about some Van Gogh Pikachus. I want to touch on a point you made in your last video with Pokemon still being in its infancy, or not in its infancy, but it's teenage, like angsty years.
Yep.
So I want you to like elaborate on that a little more. Like, do you feel like the hobby has just so much more exponential growth possibilities in it? You thinking like just like what are you thinking there? Like, what's the thought process behind that?
I mean, I'm just looking at sports. Looking at what sports can do. I look at what sports did. You know, whether people want to hear it or not, like if we are in the Pokemon junk wax era, which would be the most cards printed, like that's right now today. Pokemon sports went through something similar in like the 80s and 90s. I talked about it in my live. The only difference is sports had a million different companies printed sports cards, and it's just for us, it's only Pokemon, so that's helped out a lot. But like even if we go through down periods, like just looking at sports, when you look at sports from your original what is it, T206s and stuff, and original Cracker Jack cards and all this stuff until eventually you get to like, you know, the 50s and your Mickey Mantle rookies and into the 60s and the 70s. And then, you know, sports really picks up in the 70s, and then the 80s, 90s is that
Junk
big
wax.
jump,
Yeah.
junk wax, until eventually sports gets into serialized, and then serialized changed the game a little bit until eventually here we are today. And you look at all these sets of all these cards of all these sports, and you know, your big chases are still worth money. They're still, even out of the bulkiest of bulk, like if you have a PSA 10 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, it's worth a lot of money. If you have a Derek Jeter, you know, draft, what is it, like the Topps draft? I think I have one over here.
Nice. I like show and tell.
I can find Pokemon cards. I can't find sports cards, but like a Derek Jeter Topps super mass produced, as long as it's a high grade PSA 10, it still sells for a premium. And we're talking cards that have 100,000 plus of those cards we know existed. But the best cards out of these timelines still exist because the demand still exists, right? And then for modern, the modern cards are still worth money. And it's the same thing with Pokemon. Like, and then the most expensive cards in the hobby are your Honus Wagners. They are your Mickey Mantle rookies. They are your Nolan Ryan rookies. I have a Nolan Ryan. There you go. I do have one sports card.
Nice. Boop. Love it.
That's my Nolan Ryan rookie. It's a real card. It was the card I always wanted growing up, and I got it. And it was because of. Oh, now we're really trying. Hold on.
Nah, try, man. I love it. I love seeing what you got back there. Oh wow, look at this. Signed.
Well, I had this book growing up, and in the book was an article about a kid. Right there. This kid goes into a sports, like a sports card store, and they had accidentally mispriced it as a $12 card. So he's able to pick it up, and the kid made national headlines, and then like the store wanted the card back, and he didn't have to give it back and stuff because he bought it fairly. The person there mispriced it. And I read that in this book growing up as a kid, and I was like, I want a Nolan Ryan rookie card so bad, until finally one year my mom bought me a Nolan Ryan rookie card.
Oh, that's awesome.
On eBay, and at the time she probably spent like $100. You know, it was probably
that's a big
lot,
purchase.
like,
yeah.
Now I don't even know what a Nolan Ryan rookie card sells for. It's still in. I mean, you can tell the age of cards when you look at what they're being held in. Like, this is the screw case.
Down. Yeah.
This was like what my mom bought to house this card.
That's a good looking. I mean, old baseball cards are cool, man.
Yeah,
like
this
I
must
love
have been like 97 or whatever. Like, she bought this, and it's been in this screw down since then. It's never coming out. I'm never gonna sell it. It's just something to have, you know. But like, that's how I think about Pokemon being in their teenage angst years. Is like, sports has already led the way. We've already seen what. And then the oldest cards are worth the most. Your Mickey Mantle rookies in a PSA 10 sells for $12 million. We know that. That's a true number. So we don't have a Mickey Mantle. Yeah, there you go. We don't have a Mickey Mantle, but we have a Charizard in first edition that sells for $200,000. Now, what's to say that Charizard isn't a $1 million card one in the future?
It absolutely could be.
That Charizard has a PSA 10 population of like 123. Are there going to be 123 people out there 20 years from now that are going to have $1 million worth of available capital? My answer is yes to that. Now, I'm surprised that there's only 123 people out there with $200,000, and that's a $200,000 card. I'm surprised it's not more. Listen, now, a lot of this stuff, though, sadly, isn't going to be worth anything. Because year after year, Pokemon prints more and more.
Oh, yeah.
But the Moonbreon will always be worth something. The same way as I told you that Ken Griffey Jr. and that Derek Jeter, out of the most mass-produced time in the history of anything, that, you know, there's a reason that Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card is still worth a lot of money. It's going to be the same way that Umbreon, the Umbreon in 30 years from now is still worth a lot of money because it's going to be the poster boy. Now,
it's taken up in price now.
Yeah, but like a lot of this stuff probably won't be worth money, but that's where we'll see how everything plays out, you know? Like what is new today will be old tomorrow. But is already old today is going to still be old. So that original stuff, like that's why I'm a WotC boy through and through. And I think in 10 years from now, when nobody cares about the non-Moonbreons from Sword and Shield, when they look at some random full art, it's not going to hit the same as a, you know, base set, whatever. Like,
yeah,
not
a fairy. Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Because there's always going to be the original, right? The originals aren't going to change. Like, the Lugia from Neo Genesis will always be the first Lugia. I don't care what Silver Tempest Lugia looks like. In 10 years from now, that Silver Tempest Lugia is still going to be worth money because that was the hit of Silver Tempest.
Mhm.
That is still the Derek Jeter. Just the same way that Moonbreon is, you know, your Ken Griffey Jr., that Lugia from Silver Tempest is still going to be a Derek Jeter rookie, which are still worth money. But, you know, when you go back and you look at that original Lugia, that might as well be a Honus Wagner. That might as well be a Ty Cobb. And there's not a single person in this chat that remembers when Babe Ruth played baseball. Nobody was around when Ty Cobb was hitting diggers. Nobody was around when any of these people were playing, but those cards still hold value in the future just because that's what those cards are.
Was it you who said like had syphilis and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I said that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I laughed so hard. Whatever he was doing.
Babe Ruth eating hot dogs, drinking beers, and getting syphilis.
But,
you know. So,
what are your thoughts on serialized in Pokemon?
I hope we never get them. We don't need them. Just like we have like the Master Ball reverse chases. That's all you need.
So that wouldn't be like an indication of us coming from our teenage angsty years to more mature, starting to buy house years in the Pokemon world?
Sadly, in sports, it showed like a dying hobby. Because sports cards were starting to die, and that chase was required in order to keep the hype around it. And while I wouldn't say it's impossible, I just hope it never happens. And the biggest thing about Pokemon too is you could do serialized in a lot of different sets because you don't have to reprint. But in Pokemon, like, reprint is bread and butter. We're still a playable TCG. The second you put a serialized card in there, you kill reprintability. So not only do you have crazy artificial demand in that serialized card, you're also going to have crazy artificial demand in the sealed product because anybody in the know is going to go, we got one chance. It's not like some modern set of whatever Paradox Rift, where Paradox Rift comes out and it's like, yeah, whatever, I got time. Maybe I won't catch it at $80, but I'll catch it on its way up, and when it gets to the $100 a booster box, maybe I'll pick it up at $100. There will be none of that. It will be, holy shit, this new set has serialized cards. Pokemon cannot go back and reprint this. We need to bury into this set right now because it's in a way short printed, or we know it's only going to be one wave.
Yeah.
This hobby can't handle that. Not with this sort of demand.
So kind of like how Magic did it with that 101. Like those box prices went bananas for a while.
Yeah, but they were also $200 plus at release.
To start, yeah.
You know, at Pokemon, if you have like artificial demand in print numbers for booster boxes, you're going to be back to 2020 level prices. You know, you're going to get your $160 at pre-release and stuff. And people are just going to like pick up all this. They're going to hoard it if that serialized card isn't pulled. Crazy artificial demand, runaway train, which is Pokemon until it's pulled. Sealed product will just go wild, especially if there are other chases in there. If you had an Evolving Skies set with that sort of Evolving Skies like chase to it and like card quality and, you know, rares, Forget about it. It's going to be a freight train, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to push people away from the hobby. It will not be fun. Sports can do it, though. We can't.
So what do you think allowed sports to do it? Just because it's
It's
so
over.
much
It's
bigger?
oversaturated market, right? Like they've lost all the appeal of the serialized card. There's no appeal to it.
But not for them anymore. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Everything's
and
serialized.
there's gimmicks to it, side cards, player game worn patch autos and stuff. They've lost the appeal. But I mean, you can have those big cards be worth money, but you see a lot of this modern product for sports, like the non-hits aren't worth shit.
Worth nothing. Yeah. No, it's. I have a buddy who's really in. He's big Phillies fan, huge Phillies fan. And he has tons. Like I didn't know, like he was that deep into it till I opened up his closet the one day. He's like, "Look at this," and he just had stacks of PSA cards, Beckett, SGC. Um, it's just I want to talk about that too, SGC and PSA. But yeah, just like seeing him and like the autos that he has and the one of ones that he has and the serialized, like he's got a ton of that stuff. So and that's just one collector. Like what he has is amazing. I did not expect it. Signed bats like from floor to ceiling, bases. It's wild what he has that's signed and all the one of ones, because he sent me a picture of a one of one the other day. It's like another one of one. So
Yeah.
How do you feel about PSA taking SGC over?
I talked about it in a live. It's kind of meaningless to our hobby.
Yeah, it's
Like,
our hobby. Yeah.
I could see it in sports maybe for like vintage sports, but I'm so disconnected from that market. It's a weird acquisition if you ask me. It seems like Monopoly. I don't like what's
Well,
the
yeah,
end
you were
goal?
saying standard oil, right? Yeah.
But like what's the end goal? Get an SGC. Like they're not competition. What's the point?
It was only what, like 7%? 7% of
Yeah,
the business, something small. All right.
but
Let's see. Yon Brad loves Dan. Let's see what we got here. Is Ernie actually a pillar of the hobby? Brad G was paid off to be nice. He sold out. We're very disappointed in you, Brad G. Like you said, you guys started. You had the freaking picture. It was face to face. Nothing happened. Let's see. We got Pokey Chef. Lincoln Alive. I can't see what it is. I'm sorry. Let's see. Colson sends his best regards from his retirement home in Dubai. Colson update. He's out the hobby, but also bought a trophy. I don't know anymore. Oh, man. Good for him. Buying trophies and stuff. That's great. Did you see what Pete just put up on his Instagram? That I think it was 04 World's Tropic Trophy card, 8.5. Freaking cool, man. Very cool.
I didn't see that. I'll have to check it out though.
Let's see. Basic and Biersky is game-changing levels of dust. Thanks, Ernie. I appreciate it. Over leverage what you love, but bankrupt and intelligently. We got Boondock Games in here. What's going on, Boondock? Let's see. So another thing that came up, it actually came up in the Discord. I read it today. Stock market's going crazy. Crypto's going crazy. People are talking about like bleed coming from there into our hobby. Feelings on a new bubble with the stock market and crypto up. You think it's going to bleed over and turn into something different, like something special for us, or you think it's just kind of like a flash in the pan right now and it won't be like 2020 level stuff?
It won't be 2020 level stuff. I think 2020 was just compounded with people being home, rediscovering nostalgia, going through a rough patch in their life. But I mean, crypto money's not a bad thing. There'll definitely be some trickle, like people getting into tangible assets, which is like counterintuitive to what crypto is. Crypto's supposed to be
non-tangible.
Non-tangible, off, like
for now. We'll see. Eventually,
whatever.
the governments will get their dirty fingers and all that. I mean, they're trying to now. USD coin and all that stuff, and
Yeah. I don't know about any of that, but I'm sure there'll be a little bit of trickle over. it's a good way to like hedge, I guess, or money launder. Crypto's probably a better way than money launder. But if you
Money.
wanted to money launder in some Pokemon cards, you probably could too. Any of the bros, feel free to slide into my DMs.
um, yeah, man. I don't know. I'm hoping a little bit of a bubble happens. It'd be nice to see a little bit more uptick in some things. Not crazy. Like it'd just be nice to see slabs move a little bit quicker. Some of them are sitting. Also that could just be what I'm grading, but definitely looking forward to seeing what happens with all of that.
We're in a weird period of time of oversupply of slabs. We went from a period of time where nobody had any slabs to sell to now we're back to where PSA's a month turnaround time.
Dude, it's crazy. It's so crazy. CGC is so far behind on that. It's fucking them so hard. Like 2 months. Oh, we know you don't like CGC. It's not your favorite, but dude, when you go from a month turnaround time to 3 months turnaround time, your biggest competitor who has the biggest market share is pumping cards quicker than you.
Yeah, it's rough.
That's a rough pill to swallow for them for sure. I don't know. Hopefully they can pick it up, but I don't know. Month turnaround. I mean, people were getting cards back in 2 weeks from that February special. It was insane. Question for our guest and host: how often do you check your PSA pizza tracker?
Never.
I
have one. We could check it right now, but
I check too much, Ernie.
do you?
I am bad. Like I've been waiting on a CGC sub to pop for like 2 months now. I check every day, just hoping to see movement. It just moved into finalized and quality control. So hopefully I'll get grades for that in the next couple of days. And I sent out a PSA sub 2 days ago. So trying to get some things working and moving for that.
Yeah, so my PSA submission are all the cards that I just opened up from
the Neogenesis, the Neophiles.
The Neophiles.
Yeah.
This one.
They grade very well.
Yeah.
You were not kidding. They grade extremely well. It's a fun open too. I like opening old stuff. It's not very expensive. It's fun. You get a couple tens, you make your money back and a little bit extra.
So this submission is 4 Skyridge cards: Dragon Majesty, Brilliant Stars, Paldean Fates, Unbroken Bonds, a couple Black Star promos, Hyper Rare Vivid Voltage Pikachu, the Pokemon Center Mimikyu Black Star promo, the Pikachu Tea Party, 3 Raichus, one of them a Shadowless, and I'm hoping it gets a 9, and then that Mewtwo from 151 I was telling you that I graded.
Yeah. Is that Shadowless not Shadowless Raichu, the one you've been trying to get a 9 in? You keep cracking and sending?
It's been an 8 twice. I've cracked it now twice.
Okay. So is that all the stuff you're going after right now, play wise? Do you have any plays you've been going after? Anything like you don't divulge anything that you got like secret, but anything you've been going, anything you're looking forward to coming out in the hobby next? More Chinese, like what have you been dabbling in really?
Well, I don't know. On my last live, I could talk about what I mentioned my last live, just like all these. Like this is in my last live. I threw up all these.
Oh, the Mimikyus, yeah. I love that art.
It's so easy when you could just get like so many of these for sub $2.
Are those the stamped ones or those?
No, I'm not. No. That's way too much money.
What are the stamped ones at right now?
Well, like look at how many of these
crazy.
You could just get. Like
how many are there? 50?
It's like 100 of them.
Oh.
So
good for you.
You get 100 of them, you spend $200. I'll grade a couple of them, and then the ones I don't grade will just sit in a box. Like,
yeah,
you're not gonna get rich off plays like this, though.
Not rich, but it's what you like. Mimikyu is one of your favorite Pokemon. Grade what you like, being what you like. I remember hearing that when I first got into the hobby. Like, grade and pick up what you like. Don't just chase like stuff you're not happy with.
Yeah, I got a mail day today. Like this was just today for a mail day.
Oh, nice little Crobat.
Crobat. first edition Magnemite,
Magnemite.
and then like this came in a lot. You know, it was like $10 at auction. Whatever, $3 a piece, whatever it
no
averages
brainer.
out to be.
Yeah.
I graded a few of these Rayquazas and Teds. It's like all. This was just today's mail day. It was in front of me, but I'm not really doing big stuff right now. I'm trying to think if I have any big plays. Some rare Japanese stuff I've been picking up.
Nice.
I picked up this the other day.
Oh, I love that card. That's such a good one.
How
It's the
much do you think this
Arceus
was?
Palkia Dialga. Yeah, that's.
I don't want to misquote the price, but like, how much do you think that card is? And this isn't a 9. Cosmic Eclipse. Like, what's the pack of Cosmic Eclipse? This is one of the chases.
How much do I think that card is right now?
Yeah.
Oh, and you said it's in a 9?
Yeah.
Is it sub 100?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, $65.
So I bought that card. I gotta make sure I don't like dox myself. So.
Yeah, please don't do that to yourself.
Sorry, I like messed it up because I like put it on. I gotta put it on airplane mode so like texts don't come up. But so this is just delivered. So in a PSA 9, I bought it on March 5th.
26.15.
Like,
what are we doing?
What is my downside risk on that card?
What is going on? Like, the prices of these cards, these older, like, I don't get how that card is $26.15.
I'm
and
pretty
some of
sure
the
like
trash,
Cosmic Eclipse packs are getting close to that. You know, like maybe they're not
that's
that much, but like
wild.
$26 for a 9. What's my downside risk? I just don't care at this point.
For that, I don't think there's much of a downside risk in that. That's just like that's $26, but then.
And that was bought on March 5th, so I just got that in the mail like yesterday or Saturday maybe. So
it's
in front of me.
So this card, that's a $55 promo.
Yep.
How is that a $55 promo and that card is $26.15? How? That makes zero freaking sense to me at all. Like, I don't freaking get that.
That's
whatsoever.
The world we live in, man.
Yeah, and then and I was thinking about the stamp box promo, like the stamps that sold, that set of 10s that sold for $7,000.
Yeah, you know.
So like, think about that. Like, what is happening? This hobby's wild. It really is. Like, the stuff that people spend money on.
That's why I have those boxes right there as a reminder, you know, just of the stamp boxes.
Did you ever get the stamps that came in there? Did yours come with the stamps?
Maybe.
Maybe. PK.
No, they did.
Okay. Maybe we got something going on. Let's see. Pokey Chef. I'm on February PSA schedule and haven't gotten images back. Almost a month now. But my last PA sub had my cards back in hand in 17 days. Yeah, that's crazy. That's so fast. Chef, I went to your restaurant and the food was salty. I'm all set. Ernie, that's messed up, man. And then Chef goes, what location? We got Brokemon cards. What's going on? God, I hate when he fans cards like that. Oh, no. Have you been getting any... you don't show that much on your channel anymore. Like, anyone ever say anything to you about that anymore, showing cards on your channel? I know for a while.
Yeah, I stopped showing for a while because people said like I was bragging and stuff. So
brag away, man.
It like really bothered me because if you see my old lives, they were like upstairs on my couch and I didn't have anything in front of me. So I went out, I cleared out my basement, I got light in, I painted, I bought these shelving, I like put everything together, and then people started giving me shit for like showing off, and I was like, I can't win. So like I went through just like a fuck it stage where I was like, I'm not showing stuff anymore. And I don't really on my channel if you think about it. Like I'll show I showed those plays, but those are $2 cards, you know.
Yeah,
Like I'll show that, but I'm not showing any of the big stuff anymore.
right on. You've had a couple fucking moments on your channel recently. Pew 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 pew.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I love the pew pews. Are funny, man. Like every time you do it, it cracks me up. I die. Like
my content's changed a lot of just like not caring.
oh, it's so good. The pew pews are great.
And you can tell when I'm extra ranty too. It just gets you can see it in the live. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
it
this is
boils
what
up
I
a
want.
little bit. Oh yeah, and then you get the release, the sweet
Yeah.
release of that. It's good. Hey, listen, passion's good. Yaks Mimikyu investor. What's going on, Gengar? Nice seeing you in here. We got Legend of Luke too. What's going on, Luke? Actually, he's going to be on my channel in 2 weeks. We got Luke coming on for a chat, so that's going to be awesome. Question for the host: are we wearing shorts tonight? Is it business up top and party down bottom? I'm wearing shorts. I have my hoodie on, but I do have shorts on. It was 60 degrees out today, 65 degrees. Yeah, I'll show a little leg for everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna show my leg. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to lift my leg that high.
Show you a little leg. So yeah, it's short weather. It's going to be 70 degrees in Jersey tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. Black sweats. Hey, there's nothing wrong with black sweats.
Yeah.
But this room gets hot anyway with the door closed. So, well, anything you want to touch on, PK? Anything that's just kind of...
I bring all the topics to my channel. I come on other people's channels.
so they can bring the topics to you. Yeah. Well, if anyone has any more questions, please type them down below. We still got 18 people here. Thank you, by the way, everyone that's here. I do appreciate you. If you can, hit the like button, subscribe, notifications, the whole nine.
Have you been picking up any cases? Because I saw some real cheap cases the other day. $480 for Paradox Rift.
That's so cheap.
That's $80 a booster box.
So you're getting to your $79.99 valleys there, but so you're getting close. I don't pick up a lot of sealed cases of that. I'm more of just like the Pokemon Center ETB sealed case guy. I really don't have that much capital to be putting, tons of sealed away. I have too much in my closet as it is. I want to get rid of some of it this year, collecticons and stuff, so I don't have to pay for shipping. But if I had the capital, I'd be putting those away. Those prices are silly. Like it's just silly that they're that cheap. Like there's zero reason for them. I mean, I guess they're that cheap because they've been printed to the ground, but $80 is just, that's for modern. It's half of MSRP. I know MSRP doesn't really mean anything in this hobby, but
everyone tells you monitor the better. So just
the what
cases?
Monitor the better.
So
yeah, maybe I'll start picking up some cases. Like I said, I got to move through some more product though. I got to start ramping up a little bit more. Work's kind of, this new job's been kicking the crap out of me. I've been tired from it. It's just physically demanding, climbing around steel all day. So you get home and you're just like, and I kind of just want to like relax. And as much as this is relaxing, sometimes it's just you just need a break from everything, just chill out a little bit. So I haven't been listening as much as I'd like. I haven't been sourcing as much as I'd like. I did source a few things. Like I said, I just sent out PSA sub, but nothing too crazy. Just trying to chug along, keep moving, keep everything going. So, but hopefully
I start listing on my PK account again. I stopped doing that for a while.
That's the sub $100 cards, right?
Yeah. I kind of ignored it for a while. After Collecticon, I brought all my Collecticon inventory, put it on, but I have to get back to that.
I have tons of singles that I need to list too. I just hundreds of them. And I don't know why I haven't. I just have to get into it because once you get into that, it's a long day, especially when you got that many. Like,
dude, I am surrounded by Pokemon cards. Down here, like,
I find myself cleaning up my area more than anything because I just get cards that get dumped on the table. Then I feel overwhelmed with all the cards that are on the table, and I try and like clean them up to where they're more organized. That's probably what I need to do is get a better organization system. Like I need some shoe boxes and just so I can get stuff where I need to go. to make life just a little bit easier for myself. I don't know. It's just I want to be more involved in like the selling and all of that kind of stuff of the hobby. But this has kind of been like where I've been happiest, if it makes sense, making content, being on here, talking, chatting with people. It's just that's been what I've been really enjoying, and really trying to get done and like continue doing. I want to make more shorts. It's just 3 times a week. It was just I don't know, and they're shorts. It's not that much, but you forget a pack of cards to bring it to work to open. There's a missed short, and it's like then you're doing it when you get home, and so it's been mostly that for me.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. PK, that Crobat looks familiar.
I doubt I bought it from you. I looked already.
Will you be making a vendor POV video at Collecticon? So I don't. Not for if I vend in Orlando, I won't do it in Orlando. But if I do a POV or anything like that, it won't be like where I have a camera set up like some people do. I don't want to do that. But if I walk around, like I'm definitely going to make a vlog for it. Feel pretty good about that. Been wanting to do that for a while, actually. I'm rooming with Tom. That was great. And I are going to do a live episode, like in-person episode of Box Nostalgia Podcast when we're in Orlando. So that should be good. But in Jersey, I'm going to walk around and vlog the whole thing and put up a big video for it. Like I said, it's easy when it's your home state. You only have to drive an hour to get to the spot. So that's where I'm at right now.
Did you watch my Denver Collecticon walkthrough? I did.
Yeah, that's you walk up on like right at the beginning of the video, you say hi to Gary King Pokemon,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched that. So that's when I first got into everything more deep. And I was watching that stuff. Like I watched Merch's video about Denver. And that was the video that really made me like interested in going to Collecticon, starting to get to know everyone a little bit more. Like, cause I was lurking in like the Discord and stuff. Then I saw your video on it. That was Swami week, right? That was the Swami weekend, Swami Space. Yeah. So, I mean, I was watching people, you guys were doing the pack openings and all the crazy stuff that was going on at that Denver Collecticon. Really made me want to, reach out and go to one. And then last year I decided like Charlotte was the one, but I want to make something similar to that video. I know the Green Shiz does a couple videos like that. He did one from, I guess, the Sport Nationals last year when he was walking around. He had his wife filming him and stuff. So that was cool too. So it's kind of
helpful too.
Yeah, kind of like that style video, just so like people can see what it's about. Putting yourself out there, I think, is the most important thing to do in this hobby. I know you've said it, I've said it, and multiple people have said it. So it's definitely what I want to like help people realize, just to get out there more, be out there for everyone. So we got Quilly in here. What's going on, Quilly? Thanks for stopping by. We are at the bottom of chat. So I don't know if you have any last parting words, anything you want to say, get off your chest before we go.
Nah, I'm just happy you have me on, man. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm happy to see what you're doing. I think it's a good thing. I think everybody should kind of learn a lesson from you, that this is what happens when you put yourself out there. You can become part of the community almost overnight. So
yeah, PK, definitely. You said it, man. Like that's putting myself out there was the best thing I've did for myself in this hobby. Meeting you guys definitely put my life in an upward trajectory moving forward. So I really appreciate you, PK, coming on, man. Thank you for everyone who watched tonight. I really appreciate you. Again, hit the like, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. And yeah, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night, everyone.
Later, guys.